Close the door and grab your popcorn, because the rap scene just turned into a battlefield. What looked like calm waters between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj after Cardi's album release quickly spiraled into an all-out storm. Out of nowhere, the two superstars unleashed a brutal back-and-forth online. No filters, no hesitation, just raw shots fired in every direction. One minute the timeline was calm, the next it was chaos, and anyone watching could barely keep up. Here's how it unraveled. The first sign of smoke appeared when Nicki began retweeting posts, highlighting her record-breaking numbers. She reminded the world that her Pink Friday debut racked up 228,000 sales in its first week, still the highest opening week for any female rap album this decade and the biggest vinyl week since 1991. Objectively, those are brag-worthy stats, but the timing made people raise eyebrows because conversations online were already buzzing about Cardi's impressive first-week sales. Fans debated whether her album landed at 199,600 or a clean 200,000 units, especially significant since she hadn't released a full project in 7 years. So when Nicki's retweets started rolling in, what could have been a celebration of her own accomplishments felt, to some, like shade aimed directly at Cardi. And from that point on, everyone knew the piece was officially over. Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 hasn't just made waves, it's set records that are still holding strong. Despite a wave of new releases since 2023, her album remains the biggest debut for a female rap project on Spotify, both globally and in the US. Even dropping during the chaos of the holiday season, Pink Friday 2 opened with a staggering 28.2 million streams on its first day. To top it off, Nicki now claims 2 spots in the top 5 biggest debuts for female rap albums on the platform. In other words, if anyone has bragging rights, it's her. But the timing of her retweets celebrating those milestones raised eyebrows. While fans were hyping up Cardi B's comeback album sales, Nicki's decision to amplify her own achievements felt less like pride and more like shade. That's when the tension became impossible to ignore. And when the mess really started, Nicki wasted no time throwing direct shots. She dropped a barbed tweet, loaded with insults and wordplay, calling Cardi Barney dangerous, mocking her chart performance, and accusing her of surgeries, fraud, and even dragging other names into the mix. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't playful. It was gloves off, straight to the jugular energy. Nicki's alphabet jab wasn't random. It was a pointed swipe at Cardi's own track magnet, where Cardi also played with the ABCs. The twist? That very song is the one where Cardi threw shade at Nicki's protege, JT, sparking a fiery back and forth between the two earlier this year. So when Nicki flipped the alphabet gimmick against Cardi, the shade hit deeper than it first appeared. And Cardi? She wasn't about to let that slide. She clapped back by retweeting a fan post quoting her #1 album, "Must got on notifications and alerts. 'Cause everything I do a hatin' B sees at first." Then she took it further, firing off her own lines. Coca-Cola Barbie, "The power I have, make these bees come out of rehab every time. Go to your effing room. Nothing more annoying than a bored bee. You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet." Shots fired. Nicki, of course, wasn't done. She dragged things to an even messier level, tossing out lines about Cardi being pregnant again, hinting at raw dogging, and spinning off more alphabet-laced insults. Cardi came back swinging, taking it to family and legacy. She accused Nicki's husband of predatory behavior, told Nicki to stop dragging her album into comparisons, and called her out for competing with the wrong crowd. You've been in the game 16 years. Compare yourself to Rihanna, Taylor, Drake. Those are your peers. Not me, I was in high school when you came out. Why are you even comparing yourself to me? And when Nicki wouldn't stop bringing up her pregnancy, Cardi went even harder, suggesting Nicki had fertility struggles in the past. She prayed publicly for her own children's protection, but made sure the jab landed. From there, the feud turned visual, and pettier than ever. Cardi posted a photo of Nicki's brother wearing a Barbie wig, a clear dig at Nicki's signature look. Nicki fired back with a meme of Jay-Z in a pink wig, crying, plus another of Cardi in a Barney suit, taken straight from their infamous New York Fashion Week brawl back in 2018. At that point, the fight wasn't just messy, it was downright theatrical. As if things weren't already wild enough, JT decided to dive into the chaos with her own shots at Cardi. She mocked her online, tweeting, "Lol, that bee home ugly and mad, no celebration. I would have been breakdancing right now if I was #1, but she knows she lied." Her timing didn't go unnoticed. Fans quickly connected the dots, convinced that JT's eagerness to clown Cardi had less to do with the feud itself and more to do with securing Nicki's approval. After all, Nicki had just weaponized Cardi's own song Magnet against her, and that track was the very one where Cardi dragged JT earlier this year. On Magnet, Cardi didn't hold back. You a shady beat. You been trashed since birth. Mama didn't want you, Brenda's baby, a bottom feeder. All that D-writing still ain't get no feature. She even went further, throwing in messy accusations about JT's relationship and loyalty. So when JT jumped into the beef now, it felt less like a random interjection and more like unfinished business. Cardi's bars in Magnet cut especially deep when she turned her attention to JT's image and relationship. She rapped, "You look a hot mess, easily impressed. You never gave looks. Just started getting dressed, Ricky O. The only fashion house you know. Should have asked me, I would have took you to the show. Lil B." The lines weren't just about style. They doubled as a jab at JT's loyalty to Nicki. Fans quickly pointed out that despite all of JT's unwavering support, Nicki still hasn't given her a feature. Cardi twisted the knife further by mentioning JT's partner, Lil Uzi Vert, hinting at rumors that he was secretly on the down low with the line about him rocking her bags. JT wasn't about to let that slide. She fired back at Cardi by targeting her husband, Offset, throwing shade through the lens of recent controversy. Just last year, stylist Chris Griffith accused Offset of trying to sexually assault him, and he revisited those allegations in a recent interview. JT seized the moment, bringing it up again as a weapon against Cardi. What started as lyrical shots had now spiraled into personal attacks, with both sides dragging partners and families into the ring. At that point, the feud wasn't just between Nicki and Cardi. It had officially become a tag team brawl.
Because of him making pass at me. It wasn't the that frustrated me the most. What made me most frustrated was the fact that he tried to unalive me after it, when in reality, even though I was drugged, even though I was violated, I never thought that the next step would be my life being threatened because you got turned down. But it's that power complex of wanting what you want when you want it, feeling like you own the things that you pay.
JT wasted no time jumping into the controversy. She doubled down online, tweeting, "This is f***ing nuts and sad. Gay men should be protected. I feel like this isn't being taken seriously enough." She didn't stop there either, adding, "Cardi B baby father a gay man. Not because of how he dresses or expresses himself, but because Chris said it out of his mouth. Justice for Chris. I stand with the gays." And then came the wild part. She tagged everyone from CNN to Donald Trump to, inexplicably, the country of Mexico in her posts. Of course, the internet wasn't about to let her talk unchecked. Almost immediately, someone hit JT with a "this you" moment, dropping old photos of Lil Uzi in feminine fits, dresses, bags, and all. JT clapped back quickly, defending him. "Yes, my man does this. Mind his business, works hard, takes care of his family, inspired his generation, and doesn't snatch a... His style is what made him Lil Uzi. We are talking about Chris right now. Focus." That's when Cardi decided to strike back, and she came armed with receipts. She leaked screenshots of private messages between JT and Uzi, exposing cracks in the relationship JT constantly flaunts. For someone always shouting, my man," online, the text painted a far less perfect picture. One of JT's own messages read, "I don't want to come up there sick and moody. Then you get mad and curse me out." The receipts undercut JT's image of having an unshakable bond with Uzi, and Cardi made sure the world saw every bit of it. The leaked messages Cardi shared only got messier the further they went. In one exchange, JT told Uzi, "Then it's too much," to which he replied, "I want to because I invited you." JT pushed back, writing, "I have to work. Come here. I'll come after we leave Miami, if we still like each other." Uzi tried to smooth things over, saying, "You think I ever been through this? Be honest, I love this ish. You love me." But instead of softening, JT clowned him. "Lamau, you make me evil." "I don't act like this, Uzi." Then she dropped a bombshell, admitting, "You mad at me yet, but it's just because you pregnant, so it makes you even more moody." Cardi didn't stop there. She also revealed screenshots of JT venting about Uzi's lingering feelings for his ex, Brittany Renner, and how much that insecurity was eating at her. The receipts painted a picture of a relationship far less stable than JT projects online, but the real dagger was Cardi's caption. She wrote, "I want justice for them babies. Your man make you remove every time. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Britt in that courtroom and she didn't show up. Or do I need to play the audio? And don't let me say what he was saying about Rock Nation. Just ungrateful." The implication was heavy. Cardi claimed Uzi pressured JT into abortions, still carried a torch for Brittany, and even badmouthed his Rock Nation connections. At the time, speculation swirled that Nicki had orchestrated JT's involvement to keep the fire burning. But Cardi's clapback was so loaded it essentially shut JT down. And by loudly siding with Nicki through all of this, JT made her loyalties crystal clear. So, what do you think? Was this just another round in the eternal Nicki versus Cardi saga? Or did Cardi's receipts turn the tables for good? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to check out the next deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.